Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm really happy to announce that I will be starting a machine learning series on my channel. I came across so many free courses and YouTube channels regarding machine learning or deep learning, but not many explain much mathematics underlying the concepts. So in this particular series, I will be explaining everything from scratch that you need to know to get started with machine learning. You would have heard about scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and PyTorch. These are some of very famous open source machine learning frameworks which makes our job pretty much easy for developing AI or ML solutions. But in the beginning, I would not use any of these frameworks, otherwise it will be difficult for you to understand everything thoroughly. I will be teaching you to develop single variable and multivariable linear and logistic regression models without using any of these libraries. Even I will be covering back propagation in artificial neural networks and convolutional neural networks and so on from scratch using Python programming language. I will be covering derivation of gradient descent, vectorization techniques and metric calculus and many more. And once the understanding is developed, then we'll start using these libraries. And again, I will be covering interview questions and their answers as well that I came across, say during my campus placement time or any other interviews that I appeared for. If you didn't understand few terminologies that I used just before, I would say just don't worry because I will be covering everything that you need to know. So without any further delay, let's get started. What is machine learning? The term machine learning is not new. You would have heard definitely about this term. Machine learning or artificial intelligence has become the buzzword since last decade. It was coined by Arthur Samuel in 1959. He defined machine learning as a field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Now what does that mean? It means machine will figure out on its own, it will find out the optimized parameters of some mathematical model, which can be then used for prediction of some new unseen data or input. Let us see the difference in the approach of conventional programming that we have been doing so far and the programming in machine learning. The approach of the conventional programming is to feed the computers with a set of instructions for a defined set of scenarios. After that, computer will utilize its computing capabilities to help human process the data faster and in an efficient fashion. Whereas in machine learning, a huge amount of data is thrown at the computer, which in turn processes all the data and comes up with something called trend model or solution, which can map input to output with possible minimum error. Then this model is used to solve the unseen problems of the real world. The conventional program will always give the correct output, whereas machine learning might not reach to 100% level accuracy. Now imagine a scenario where you are running a company like Netflix, which has millions of customers. Each customer has a unique set of preferences. For example, some person might love documentaries and comedy movies, but he watches documentaries, let's say, on Tuesday and comedies on Sunday, while other person binge watches on Sunday night and loves watching horror movies on Monday, and so on. You can imagine how complex it would be to document all the habits of each individual when there are so many variables which determine exact preferences. Because if you want to suggest each customer a movie which she is going to watch, then you must know the exact preferences of that person. For conventional programming, this problem becomes increasingly difficult because you don't know what all the things determine the watching habits of a person. Even if you know, then the solution will not scale to millions of users at a time because for each person you have to write a separate solution based on his or her habits. It becomes very difficult in real life scenarios to code explicitly to cover all the possible cases. This is where machine learning is implemented. Generally, machine learning will be trained on two premises in this particular case. Based on your past data, which movies are most likely you are going to watch? What are people like you watching these days? Now, what are the applications of machine learning that we see in our daily lives? Already I gave you an example of Netflix, which uses a machine learning algorithm to recommend new movies. Even YouTube, Flipkart, and Amazon, these platforms also use this recommendation system. Let's say if you buy some products, it says you might be interested in some other products as well. or sometimes it shows a list of products people bought with the product that you are buying. Again, you might have come across some positive and negative product reviews on e-commerce sites like Amazon and Flipkart. They use a machine learning algorithm to do sentiment analysis and classify the reviews as positive and negative reviews. All such things are done to give better experience to a user to decide which products to buy. In your mobile, sometimes you get notifications to delete some duplicate photos, or in Google Photos, you might have seen it clusters the photos by using face recognition algorithm. Even you are aware of spam classifier in mail system. It is also an machine learning algorithm. You might have heard about self-driving car. The companies like Google, Uber and Tesla are actively working on making a driverless car. You should not be amazed to see driverless cars on roads in future as the world is making great progress with great pace in AI. Let me tell you one interesting thing. As we know, Elon Musk is always one step ahead of everyone. Once he said in one of his interviews that he is really afraid of Google company because he feels someday Google or some AI driven company will develop something using AI which can be harmful to humankind. That is why he started Neuralink, in which he has developed a brain chip which he is going to integrate in human brains. As news of current time says, he is creating a combination of humans plus AI to fight against AI. Isn't it an interesting and amazing thing? So that's it for this video. I hope you like this video. In the next video, I'll be talking about different kinds of prominent learning methods in machine learning. Till then, stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.